one, I thought I would give you my thoughts on the Olympics and how it pertains to art and culture, or the lack thereof. Now, I rarely watch sports, but I do watch the Olympics mainly because you get to see sports that you normally don't see on television, like swimming, gymnastics. In the Winter Olympics, you see snowboarding. And to me, the sports like that are far more interesting than sports like basketball, baseball, football, where all the people are doing is basically throwing and tossing a ball around. It's very repetitive, and I'm not as interested in those sports, but I am interested in the Olympics. And I do think it is a good thing to celebrate, I mean, not athletic achievement and such. But at the same time, I can't help but think that we tend to downplay intellectual achievements in our society. Um, for example, you don't really see any TV programs, that are about philosophy. You don't see people debating philosophy or playing chess. Well, maybe rarely you do on PBS, but most of the time you don't see that. You don't see a lot of TV programs, sometimes on PBS, although not very much, celebrating writing and the arts. At the very least, it's not as big of an event. And I've always felt that it's unfortunate that we don't celebrate intellectual achievements in the same way that we tend to celebrate physical achievements, even though to me they should be just as valuable. But I think that demonstrates the kind of anti intellectual society that we live in because you have to know something, at least a little bit, about intellectual topics in order to understand them, whereas you don't need to know as much about sports in order to be entertained by that. But so I think some people, again, because they're intellectually lazy, will be put off by any kind of intellectual topic because they have to work with their mind. And so I think it's unfortunate that we live in this, frankly, anti intellectual culture that does not value things like philosophy, art, and writing. Like, when a famous sports star dies, everybody knows it, usually. When a famous philosopher dies, how many people know it? Well, if you're in the philosophy field, you might know it, but outside of that, you probably won't. And so, to me, it's just unfortunate that we don't celebrate intellectual achievements in the same way that we celebrate physical achievements. And I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other. It just seems to me we should celebrate both, but instead we focus so much of our attention on physical achievements because for a lot of people it's simply easier to do so.